Yeah, I'm not sure about my personal situation, to be honest. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how things pan out over the next few years. I'm not hopeful at all. I'm not hopeful, as I said before, about. I'm not hopeful about our country. I feel like everything's happened so quickly. One prime minister steps down. Another prime minister that no one really wants in power has stepped in. Strangely enough, it's happened very, very quickly. Or maybe people did want her in. I don't know. To be quite honest with you, I've not listened to, not watched, not wanted to have anything to do with the whole situation at all, because I feel as though it was going to go ahead anyway. It feels very staged, and I'm not interested in the kind of politics that are being played, because there is no democracy whatsoever in this. It's something that's being done whether we like it or not, and that's the feeling that I get. How has the decision to leave Europe affected me personally? As I said, I just hold no hope. I hold no hope for the country or for the world at large. You can see what's happening in the States, which is just frightening. You can see what's happening all over the world, and the world just seems like a very, very frightening place at the moment. I don't feel very hopeful at all. I think there's a purpose behind everything that's happening. What that purpose is, I don't know. Have I done anything differently because of Brexit? I haven't postponed or cancelled a holiday, but I have definitely reconsidered buying a house. I am wondering whether there's any point in buying a house at all. I've even questioned whether going to university is actually a good idea, getting myself into considerable debt to go to university. I'm not sure if that's actually a good idea. Unfortunately, at this point, I'm just forging along with it. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. We'll have to wait and see whether I still continue with that, whether I still continue going to university, or whether I change my mind about buying a home. I'm not even sure if I really want to involve myself financially in the country at all. Have I cut back on spending? I don't think that I've cut back on spending per se. We don't really spend a lot in this family because we don't really have a lot of money in this family. Everything is pretty much budgeted for. We have 2 children, myself being a student and my husband sort of looking for work, even though he's working at the moment, but he's on a fixed short-term contract, so we don't have a lot of funds anyway, so we budget all the time. Do I know of any friends or family, and have they done anything differently as a result of Brexit? My relationship with my mum, I think, has changed fundamentally since Brexit. I feel that that Brexit has opened my eyes to a closeted generation of racists, misogynists, and bigots. And I think that's probably the worst thing that's happened, is that it's opened my eyes, strangely enough, to the generation before me and the generation before that have been very, very quiet and very British about their approach to a subject that they clearly feel very strongly about, and the referendum has voiced their true, honest opinions. And I think that's really sad, because let's face it, there's one world, we're all in it together, whether we like it or not. And the fact that people in this country are so angry about refugees, about other human beings, let's face it. And I think that people are scared. That people are scared, and they will look for, scared and ignorant, and they will look for any excuse to pass that fear as anger onto somebody else. And unfortunately, at the moment, that seems to be immigrants. And I find that appalling. So yeah, I suppose the one positive thing that's come out of the referendum for me is that it's opened my eyes. And I feel quite sad about that, because I didn't realise that this was the kind of society that I'm living in. This is the kind of country that I'm living in. There you go.